Good morning, beautiful people. Here we are on this awesome Monday morning, bright and early where I'm at. Well, it's actually dark and early, still super dark at 5:45 a.m. But I'm so glad some of you are here joining me live and others will be listening later, and both are okay. And notice that I'm starting out standing today. We're going to try some standing poses. And because it's Monday and I really want to push through some energetic gunk from the weekend, we're going to work a little bit harder today. So I want you to make sure that you're listening to your body and going slowly and paying attention to what your needs are. Don't push yourself any harder than you're ready to. So to begin, we're going to do some yoga breathing. With our yoga breathing, we're going to open, reach to the sky, and exhale. Now as you're inhaling, make sure you're filling both your lungs and your stomach. We're going to do just about 10 breaths. And do those breaths at your pace, fully filling your lungs, fully releasing your lungs and your stomach. Feels good to start moving those arms. Allow yourself to be fully present today. Just be present in your breath, present in your movements. Now I've lost track of the count, so just do this nice last breath, reaching high, bringing your arms back down, bringing them into prayer. Again, we always want to start and end our yoga practice with prayer. And I honor and love every one of you, and I'm excited that we have so many different spiritual traditions that come together in this group. As I'm Christian, I do offer Christian prayers, and I just invite you to receive them and then to shift them in any way that you need to in order to align with and honor your own spiritual tradition. Our dear Heavenly Father, at this time we come before Thee with praise and love and gratitude. I ask Thee to bless us with Thy light and to cleanse us with Thy love. Please prepare our bodies to be healthy and strong, to receive all the benefits from our exercises today, that we might be channels of love and light for Thee. These things I say in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Take another nice deep breath in and release. Beautiful. And just a few words when we're in standing pose. I'm going to separate your feet out now, about hip width distance apart. Now there's 3 areas that are really easy to injure, so you always want to be mindful of those areas. And that's going to be your knees, your lower back, and your neck. So you always want to be mindful to pay attention to those areas and listen to them if they're having any trouble. Even when we're standing, we are fully engaged, just like when we're sitting in easy pose. When we're standing, we're fully engaged. So I've got my bottom tucked in, stomach tucked up, nice and tight, shoulders rolled back. Good. So practice standing while fully engaged. So even though I'm just standing here, somebody passing by would have no idea how hard my muscles are working, but they are. I'm lifting, tightening my thighs, sucking in my butt, tightening my stomach, shoulders back, hands down, palms open. And just practice standing while fully engaged for a few more breaths. Isn't that fun? You can get a workout just standing. Beautiful. Now today, because I'm flushing through some emotional and energetic gunk, I am literally, with every movement that I'm doing, I am calling and asking God to bless me with light. And I'm seeing and sensing that light moving through me, gathering up all the stuff that I need to let go of today and flushing it right out of the tips of my fingers and the bottom of my feet, where it can be healed and transformed into something better. So I invite you to do the same. Anything that you are ever wanting to let go of anything that's weighing you down, anything that's holding you back in your life. When we're doing our movements, stay engaged. When we're doing our movements, just imagine them just flushing right out of you. That energy is being carried away. Beautiful. Now we're going to inhale deeply. Raise our hands to the sky, keeping our hands up. Even though you can't see mine, you can imagine them. And you can stay right there. Stay fully engaged. Really lift and stretch as tall as you can. And then see yourself going even taller, sending your energy even higher. Now you may want to stay right there, and that is a really good place to stay. But if you feel ready, I invite you to come up on your toes and really tighten your calves. You're sending your arms high into the sky, tightening your calves. There you go. Now gently bring yourself back down, arms around and into prayer. Beautiful. Now we're going to do that again. Don't go up on your toes unless you feel ready, because just by itself, it's a really good workout as long as you're tightening that stomach, bottom. And if you're able, then lift those toes, tighten the calves. Beautiful, really stretching as tall as you can. So my hands look like this, but they're stretched as tall as they can. Thumbs can be touching. Reaching higher, reaching into heaven, inviting that light down. Beautiful. And then bring yourself back down, arms wide, into prayer. One more breath. And then on the inhale, going back up, arms wide to those beautiful swooping hands, up to the sky, thumbs touching if you'd like them to. Either reaching tall or bringing the toes. Well, I guess not the toes up, huh? Toes are pressing down, heels are coming up. Good, I'm bringing the heels up. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. Now I'm not leaning way forward, I'm not leaning way back. Trying to stay in line and engaged. Bringing my heels up and fully reaching for the sky. And then when I don't think I can reach anymore, I'm going to reach a little more. Send my energy a little higher, really suck in some of that divine light. And then bringing it back down and into prayer. Ooh, waking up, aren't we? Feels good. Okay, to kind of counterbalance that, we're going to, again, stay aligned. Feet just a little bit apart. We're going to come forward, do a forward bend. Now, we don't really want to arch, so we want to, as much as we can, keep that nice and flat, which means we might not be able to go down very far because this group is for inflexible beginners. So wherever you're at, just honor it. If you look like this, if you look like this, or if you bend over like a pretzel, it's all good. I'm going to take my hands and press gently on my thighs. So I'm helping to press my thighs and my butt away from me, and then I'm pushing the rest forward in a nice stretch. I want you just to hold that stretch, bending down further if you can, staying up higher if you need to. But we're actively stretching. I'm actively pushing and then bringing myself the opposite direction as well. That feels really good through my back and through my lower legs where we worked out a little bit last week. Feels good to be stretching that out now. And then if you can, take yourself just another inch lower. And one more inch. Beautiful. Nice. So now drop the arms and just hang. You can bend your knees a little bit now. And just hang. Reach towards your toes. Good. Beautiful. And then you're going to take those arms and swoop. Bring them up. Bring them back down and into prayer. Beautiful. We're going to do that again. I'm going to turn towards you. So first, I'm going to raise the arms up. Beautiful. And as the arms come down, I'm coming down flat-backed without trying to arch much. And then I'm pushing towards my thighs. And bringing my shoulders and back straight and forward. So that's a nice bend. Beautiful. So again, pressing. And I want you to look down at your mat now. So you're looking down at the mat, really press away. Feel yourself coming a little closer to the mat without, again, we're not really arching down. We're trying to stay nice and flat backed. And then straighten those legs out a little more and pull yourself forward from bending from the waist. Beautiful. Now we can bend those knees slightly and drop our arms. Just let your arms hang, keeping our back still fairly straight. Letting the arms hang. Beautiful. And then swooping those arms up. Back down into prayer. We're going to do our palm tree pose again. So our feet were just a little bit apart. When our arms come up, they're fully extended. Hands can be touching. My palms are open. So palms are open, reaching to the sky. This is your palm tree. And then if you want to lift the heels, that becomes your extended palm tree. And as I'm lifting, whether you're lifting your heels or not, it doesn't matter. You still want to lift the bottom, lift the tummy, really tighten it, and keep some alignment. You're not really jerking yourself forward, not leaning back, trying to keep nice, straight alignment. Extending those palms into the sky, really lifting. Beautiful. Swooping down. Nice work. Into prayer, one breath. Now this time we're going to bring the palms up again. Swooping up, breathing in. When you get to the top, you can't really see mine, so I'm going to kneel down just for a minute, but I want you to stay standing. So when I get to the top, I'll be shifting to the right. And you can actually do it on your knees if it's getting to be too hard on your feet. So when I'm shifting this direction, I am pulling up and then leaning. I'm not just kinking over. I'm lifting as high as I can and lean to the right. Beautiful. Bring it back straight and bring those arms down. Beautiful. Now again, you can join me on your knees if that feels safer or easier to you. You can stay on your feet and go up on those heels. Breathing in. Beautiful. Reaching as high as you can. And then lifting up and then tilting the opposite direction. Keeping those arms as straight as you can. They're going to want to bend and go ski-wampus. So as much as you can, you want to send them up into heaven and tilt with them. Beautiful. And then around, up, and bring them around. Whew. This is really good for every part of your body. I'm going to stand back up now that you know what my arms are doing. I'm going to stand up. Maybe shake it out for a minute. Actually, let's go ahead and round that neck just for a moment to loosen that up. Make sure we're not holding it too tight. Just open your mouth a little bit and then drop your neck, your head, and roll that head all the way around. Then the opposite direction. Beautiful. Nice job. Okay. Now we're going to swoop those arms. We're working really hard. Now again, I want you to check. Make sure that your bottom is tight. Legs are lifting up. Stomach is lifting up. But you're not holding tension in your neck. So at all times, your neck needs to be loose. Pulling in tight, reaching as high as you can, keeping those palms open. And then if you choose, bring the heels up. And if you don't want to bring the heels up, that's fine. Just tighten the legs and the bottom just a little bit more. If your heels are up, then really tighten the calves and send the lift up through your body, all the way from your calves. So your calves lift, and then that helps the rest of you lift, reaching for the sky. Now we're going to tilt to the right. Again, you're reaching as high as you can and then tilting. We're not just bending over. We're really reaching and lifting. Now at this point, you can also lock your thumbs. And if you lock your thumbs together, it kind of helps pull that side stretch even more. Beautiful. And if you fall over, if you tip over, if your heels come down, it's all good. We're just learning together. Oh, nice. Oh, see? I almost lost it there. Okay, coming back to center. We're not going to bring them down yet. We're going to reach up high again. Reaching as high as you can, and then bring it to the left. I am locking my thumbs, and that's helping me pull my stretch just a little bit more. My heels are lifted. I'm pulling up with my bottom, sucking in my stomach, sending my chest up high, keeping those arms straight. Back to center. And release. Ooh, you guys feeling that power? You're amazing. I'm really proud of you. Now we're going to do another stretch. We want to really be gentle and loving with our body. So nice straight alignment. Tucking in the tummy, tucking in the bottom. Hands on the thighs. I'm going to bend over flat. And then straighten the legs. I'm pushing away on my thighs. I'm pushing towards the wall with my back. I'm bending from my waist as much as I can. Again, we're honoring that we're not very flexible, and it's okay. But as deeply as you can, go ahead. I think I can go just a little bit deeper this time. Really honor that. Go a little bit deeper. And it's better to keep those legs straight than it is to go all the way down while we're working on our flexibility. So just really press in again to your thighs. Tighten up your stomach. A nice stretch. You'll feel it all through here. Oh, good. Now you can bend the knees slightly, drop the arms. And it's still working your legs, but it's also kind of giving you a break. Oh, really hanging, loving that. Good work. All right, we're going to come back up. Swooping the arms. Bringing them around, bringing them into prayer. And we're going to learn another new pose. I invite you to take your feet, put them about, 3 feet apart. With your feet about 3 feet apart, you're going to choose one foot. I'm going to take my left foot and turn it towards the side wall. With that foot turned towards the side wall, this foot stays straight towards the next wall. Now I need to go a little bit further out because I'm going to go down a little bit deeper. You might not want to. What I want you to do is listen to your body. In the side stretch, your heel right here should be in just about alignment with your back heel. So the toes are facing in opposite directions, but the heels would really be pretty perpendicular to one another. It's a big word I learned in my son's 5th grade math class. Okay, so if they're perpendicular, you've got one toe facing that way and the back leg facing this way. And then you bring up your arms. Now again, you're listening to your body. Your knee is never going to extend forward past the toes. You want to keep your knee in alignment with your heel and ankle. You never send it past your toes. When we drop down, if you want to go further, you scoot that foot forward as well so that you're not pushing your knee ever past your toes. That's very dangerous. Now, you might be able to go this far, you might be able to go farther, or you might be just barely moving. Wherever you are is just fine. What matters is that we're keeping tight and strong, and we're listening to our body. Now we're going to lift those arms, and then you're going to look out over your left arm. So your gaze is really going just right over that left arm, and your arm is perpendicular to your knee. Your foot is all aiming in the same direction. Beautiful. You're going to really feel that. This is a lot of power. Beautiful. We're going to hold it. Hold it. Nice job. Now let yourself come out of it gently. Just bring your legs straight. Bring your foot forward. And then you can drop those arms. Bring them into prayer. Nice job. Now we're going to take the opposite foot. Aim it towards the other wall. So this is my right foot. Aim towards the wall to my right. My heel is perpendicular to the line of my back heel. My hips are staying with that line. And then when I bring my knee down, I'm going to keep my hips forward. I have these arms going. And then when I turn, my hips will also turn with me gently. Not too rough. You want to be really gentle with those rotations, gentle with the knees. Good. Now I'm going to look out over that right hand. And if you can drop a little lower, go for it. If you need to come up a little higher, do. And I'm just going to hold this pose while I'm looking out over that right hand. This is a really awesome power pose. You're really claiming a lot of power in your life, creative power, power to speak, power to do and follow your inner intuition. And while you're holding this pose, you're flushing away a lot of fear, flushing it right out of your body. This is one of the warrior poses. Holding. Yeah, your body might be aching a little bit, getting a little tired, but just send it lots of love. Anytime it's getting tired, send it love. Tell it it's doing a great job. And then if it asks you to give it a break, do give it a break. But if it just needs a little encouragement, then give it that encouragement. So we're going to walk ourselves forward. Beautiful. And those legs back together. Give them a break for a minute. They're working hard. I like to kind of thump mine out. Good. Now this one's, well, I think I'll stay forward. This one's kind of fun. So we're going to have our feet about hip width apart. Actually, I need to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to have our feet about hip width apart. So you have two options for this one. A lot of you will want to stay at this first option. The first option is you grab your knees and you just send your bottom back just a little bit, keeping our chest high and open. And you come down just a little bit. So you're really working through here, but you're not pushing too hard. And you might want to have just a tiny bend and grabbing wherever you can. So this is a modified chair pose. So we're right here in chair. Now, if that isn't quite enough of a push for you, you can come down into full chair pose, which you drop down the rest of the way. I'm going to turn this way now so you can see. So you drop down the rest of the way, you wrap your arms around, and you grab your ankles. But you're going to keep your bottom out. We're not bringing it down. We're going to keep it out. So whichever chair pose you're holding, go ahead and just hang on to it for a moment. Again, you don't want to bring your knees too far forward. You want to sit your bottom back. Never bring your knees past your toes. This one is hard. So I'm just going to breathe through it for a moment. Good. Beautiful. Now gently release. Bring yourself back up. If you haven't been doing movements like that, your legs are like, what the heck are you doing to me? That's a good thing. Okay, so again, decide if you want to stay at modified. Or you just bring it down a little bit. Again, we're not sending the knees forward. We're sending the bottom back. So if you want to stay right there at modified, go for it. If you can, come back down into the full chair pose. I'm wrapping my hands around and grabbing my ankles, sending my bottom back instead of my knees forward, and holding. Oh, that's about as much as I can do today. I'm going to reach it back up. Beautiful. Bringing those arms up. Back into prayer. Nice job. You guys are amazing. We're going to take our legs back apart now. I told you we got to work a little harder today. I got a lot of gunk to flush out of me from the weekend. So our feet right now we're facing the opposite wall. I'm going to take my left foot, aim it to the wall to my left. My heel is lined up with the heel of the other foot. I'm going to bring that back a little bit further, but you just need to listen. Don't go any deeper than you're ready to go. I mean, it may even be just this, or you may be further than me. Wherever you are is just fine. And we're going to tuck in the bottom, up the chest, tighten those abs, extend the arms, and then look out over that left arm. I'm going to squeeze my toes a little bit further. Looking out over that left arm. Beautiful. Just feel yourself growing in power. Really claiming all your creative power, all your ability to be courageous. Flushing fear right out of your body. Inviting that light really to hold you in strength. Nice. Now before we come out of it, we're going to bring our elbow down and lean over. Beautiful. This is a triangle pose. We're leaning. This time I'm looking to the front, and then I'm feeling a straight line all the way from my ankle up to my hand. Beautiful. And again, I want you to modify those as much as you need to, especially in the beginning. Take breaks. If you feel that you need to, listen to your body. Keep that knee away from the toes. Ooh, and then you pull yourself back out. Gently coming up, straightening that leg. Bringing the toes forward. Ooh, who said yoga didn't make you work hard, right? Okay, right foot is now going the opposite direction. My heels are perpendicular to one another, almost. And I'm going to sit down into my stretch, pulling in my stomach, up my stomach nice and tight, in my bottom, arms stretched, coming down a little bit further into the pose or staying up high wherever you can. Do not put too much stress on that knee if it's not ready. And I'm going to look out over that right arm and just hold, feeling my power growing, flushing away fear. Beautiful. And then bringing the elbow down to the knee if you can. If that feels too far to you, use your hand. I'm going to bring the elbow down to the knee and extend the other arm out. And if you're sitting in a chair or if you're sitting on the ground, however you can do it, we're just kind of sending the arm now up into heaven. Nice straight line from heel to hand. Beautiful job. All right, we're going to follow that around, coming back up, bringing the foot forward, gently walking it back to the center. Oh, and working hard. Proud of us. We're going to breathe in deeply. Send the palms to heaven. Exhale. And those palms around. Good. We're going to give ourselves a hug. Grab your opposite shoulders and really squeeze tight. You're an amazing, beautiful, radiant being who deserves love. Feels good. And the most important love we can give is love to ourselves. Because as we really honor and love who we are, it's easier to honor and love who others are. And the more we have love within us, the easier it is to share that love with others. When we're struggling with self-love, it's also hard to love others because we're seeing our weaknesses and our failures and our fears inside of others. Okay, so we're going to take our left arm and wrap our right arm around it. And just pull it across your chest. And just hold it. We're just making a nice stretch through here. Just to honor our body and also to prepare it for a few arm exercises. We're going to drop that one. Twist, go the opposite way. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then one more time, swooping those arms. And back down. Great job. How are you guys feeling? I hope you're doing good. We're going to come down to the mat. Gently and easily bring yourself down. Because my camera had to be so far away for the standing poses, I'm not quite as close and intimate as we were the last couple times, but hopefully that is all right. All right, we're doing great on time. We've got about 15 minutes left to work on our mat. So before we move into any of those poses, I'd like to go ahead and do a few of our stomach grinds that we were doing last time. So again, you'll remember, we don't rotate from the shoulders. We rotate from the stomach, like you're standing and doing a hula hoop. You press on those hands and kind of press down. And then we're going to make those nice big stomach grinds, really working on our digestive system. And the reason I really like focusing a lot on our digestive system is because it not only flushes us out and keeps our physical body healthier, but it can also flush out a lot of the energetic gunk that we keep as well. So anytime that we're flushing things out of our body and getting our digestive system moving, we're blessing ourselves both body, mind, and spirit. Good, so I really want you to feel those movements as much as you can. Move that stomach, like feel those organs in there being pumped and moved, swooshed around, almost like massaging all those inner organs. Then we're going to go the opposite direction. Beautiful. Nice job. Nice job. For just a moment, do a butterfly stretch so our feet come together. Grab the toes if you can. If not, just grab on your legs. I'm going to grab my ankles so that I can press down gently with my elbows into my legs and keeping my back nice and long, and then pulling from the stomach as I lean forward. We're just going to stretch those legs. They worked hard. Beautiful. We're going to come out. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. Do just a couple cat-cows. So if you remember, keep the back as flat as we can to start. And then as we breathe in, we drop the stomach as much as we can and lean our heads up to heaven. This is the cow. And then as we exhale, we arch the back as much as we can. We look down at our knees and just really arch up, just like a cat. And then we inhale, dropping the stomach, lifting our eyes to heaven. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Pausing at each place for just a moment to really send that stretch as far as you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Then stretching back into child's pose. That might look like this for you. However far back you can get, just honor yourself. Then you want to inch those hands forward. You're actively pushing back and reaching forward simultaneously, giving that lower back a really nice stretch. Beautiful. And then we're going to come forward, down onto the mat. As we've been practicing our baby cobra and then our full cobra. So the baby cobra, I'm going to bring just their shoulders up off the mat. Your hands should not be taking any of the weight. So you should be able to lift, pull from that lower back. To lift yourself, your hands can kind of wave off the mat just a little bit. You can stay right there. Or if you're ready, you want to press those hands down. Bring yourself up. This is halfway up to cobra. And if you can, you take yourself all the way up. Your legs stay pressed down into the mat. And you're pressing up. And bring yourself down. One more time, pressing up. Now you're not just using your arms. You're really tightening and lifting from that lower back as well. Pressing up. Breathing. Always remembering to breathe. And back down. Beautiful. Now we're going to do plank, which you can do a few different ways. So one way is to stay on your knees. It's like preparing for a push-up. So on your knees, you could just hold right there. And that's already giving you a nice stretch. Now the full plank is to bring up the knees as well. And holding. Now we don't want to be down like this. We want to bring that bottom up. So whether you need to be on your knees or whether you can bring up the knees is okay. Just listen to your body. But try to keep that bottom up just a little bit, not up like this. That's another pose. But instead, just a nice flat back. This is a really good workout for your entire body. As you're holding, you want to be tightening the stomach, tightening the bottom, and then giving yourself a break when you need it. Stretching out that lower back. This is a very active, very demanding pose. It looks really easy to the observer, and it's really not easy to the person doing it. Now bringing the bottom back up, you can use your knees or just use your legs. We're going to keep that bottom just a little bit up, but not too far, just for a nice flat back. And I want you to look down at your mat and focus just on your breathing. And then back down. Beautiful. Stretch it out. And then forward again. Now again, stay on those knees if you need to. You just kind of bring them back. You can still lean into that pose. That's a really good workout for some. For the rest of us, let's bring those knees back up. Holding it. Beautiful. Now instead of moving into the stretch, we are going to move up into mountain pose or downward facing dog. So you just lift the bottom and bring the head down in between the legs, or in between the arms, looking at the legs. Lifting. Beautiful. Then easily, gently bring your knees down to the mat and then bring yourself back into the stretch. And we are working quite a bit harder today. So send lots and lots of love into your body. Let it know it's doing a great job. And then also listen. If you're not ready for some of these poses, just modify them however you need to or take breaks a little bit more often. I'm going to walk my hands forward again and prepare one more time for one more plank. One foot back and then the other foot back. Holding strong. My shoulders should be right above my wrists. Spread your fingers and hold. And then send that bottom up into the sky. Mountain pose or downward dog. Ears should be between the arms. Eyes should be looking back at the knees. Beautiful. And then knees to the ground. Moving back into the stretch. Oh, give yourself some love. Doing a wonderful job. Actively now reaching forward, actively pushing back. Beautiful. Okay, we have worked really, really, really hard today. I'm really proud of you. I'm going to sit back down on our stomach for just a moment. And then extend on our stomach. We're not sitting on our stomach, sitting on our bottom. Extending the legs out. Want to do just that nice stretch that we started last Friday. So from the stomach, leaning forward, grabbing the legs and then straightening them. And if you're bendy like a pretzel, you can move all the way down. The most important thing is pulling from here, not just hunching over. I'm going to pull, stretch, and press those legs down into the earth. Good. Now we're going to scoot our bottom down. And then stretch as far as you can in both directions. Just pushing, pushing. You're going to push your stomach down towards the mat. At the same time, sending your hands as far as you can one way, your feet as far as you can the other way. Beautiful. Then bring one leg up, give it a hug. And then the opposite leg up, give it a hug. If you can, bring both legs up, give them a hug, bring the nose up between the legs. And remind yourself, I am a beautiful, radiant, divine being. And then we drop into corpse pose. Let the energy really take place in our body. We've flushed out a lot. We've received a lot. Now we want to just let it find its place. So we lie in silence for about 2 minutes. Now you're going to gently bring your knees back up. Help yourself back up into sitting. Bring your hands to prayer and close with a silent or pray out loud, setting a positive intention for your day, asking for anything that you need. I just want you guys to know I absolutely love you and I honor you for being here. This is our third experience together, and it's really easy to drop off after those first couple. So I encourage you again to share our group, to bring people in that you know will support and help you, to ask them to be your support partners, to share with one another. Also, I encourage you to comment how you felt about today's session, if you're okay with it being a little bit more work, and just how your bodies are feeling. So love you guys. Namaste. Hope you have a beautiful Monday.